up, guys? Paramoto here. How are you guys doing today? Today I am doing fantastic. As always, guys, you like the channel, you like the videos, you want to see more content, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below. It helps me out a ton. So guys, welcome to Topic Tuesday. Today what I want to talk about is what bikes have made it to the tippy top of that second bike motorcycle list. All of the bikes on this list have been given serious consideration. They've been researched, and they all have equal chances of becoming the second motorcycle on the channel. Not favoring one over the other. We're giving everybody a fair shake. So that being said, let's get to it. So guys, if you've been following this channel along this spring/summer, know that I have the biggest itch to go back on road trips. Super bikes are not the best bike for road trips. Shockingly enough, right? If you guys know, having a super bike is like having a puppy. Like, it just always wants to play. It always wants to go. And me being a young professional that I am, I don't know, I kind of want to chill a little bit more. I kind of want to dial it back, bring it back in. You know, I love having this motorcycle, but I don't like checking over my shoulder and checking over my shoulder every 2 seconds, waiting to get pulled over by a cop because I was just doing something really stupid. So, that being said, let's get into this list. Some of my requirements, it has to be comfortable, it has to be a little bit cheaper. Being easier to mod is a plus, but not a requirement. As well as I'm kind of looking for something that has, you know, retro looks. That's a big plus. It's not required, but it's a big plus. Guys, the first bike that I want to talk about today is the Honda CB1000R. This bike has been almost to the tippy top of the list for quite a while now. It has neo-retro looks, which basically means it's got a lot of retro, but a lot of modern features to it. It almost looks like a steampunk bike, you know? Because it's got all this retro, like the single 7-inch headlight, and like this big old tank, and like it's kind of cafe racer styling. And then like you turn around and it's got the 2008 Honda CBR 1000RR Fireblade engine in it, and it makes 143 horsepower. It's a pretty stout bike, and that's a big reason why it's made it, you know, up near the top of the list. Some of the drawbacks of the Honda CB1000R, if you can even call them drawbacks, is the fact that it's got a ton of power. So I'm going to be basically in the same boat as having this motorcycle, always wanting to just crank that throttle all the time. The insurance is going to be a little bit higher than another bike on this list. And there's the fact that it's the most expensive bike on this list at $13,000. Keeping that in mind, it is a Honda. The services are pretty affordable. It's super reliable. Like I've told you guys on the channel before, I've smacked a CBR 600RR into the side of a car at 40 miles an hour, cracked the engine block, and the damn thing was still purring away. I didn't even care that it didn't have any oil in it whatsoever. Like, it had the thought of oil still in it, but there was no oil. It was all out on the road, and the thing was still purring away like a sewing machine, man. Like, Hondas are something else. They're about as exciting as a sewing machine, but they are fantastic motorcycles. So the second bike on this list is basically like 4 different motorcycles that are all in a line, and that's the Yamaha MT/XSR series. If you guys don't know, the MT series is basically Yamaha's naked bikes. They're amazing motorcycles, torque monsters. I mean, if you ever watched Jake, the Garden Snakes video, he's just constantly ripping wheelies up, first, second, third gear, doesn't matter, bike doesn't care, it just wants to bring that front wheel up. Sounds super duper fun. What can you say about these motorcycles? They have plenty of horsepower, they have plenty of torque. The MT-07 starts out at $7,500, so it's by far the most economical bike on this list. But I think between the 7, the 9, and the 10, probably going to be looking at that 9 range, okay? And that 9 range comes with that sweet, that just oh so sweet triple cylinder engine. That purr, that whine of a triple is something that we've never experienced on this channel, and it can be something totally new and totally fun and totally different, and it can be totally awesome. Sound like a 90s girl. Totally, like oh my god, like totally. But if I was gonna get a 900cc Yamaha, it would probably be the XSR. Again, with the Neo Retro styling. Bro, I can't get enough of the Neo Retro. I can't. It sounds cool to say Neo Retro. Neo Retro. Neo Retro. It sounds cool to say. I like it. It also looks sick. That bike looks absolutely bonkers. It's a lot like the CB1000R, but it's like $3,000 less, you know? It doesn't quite have as much horsepower as the CB1000R. Again, torque monster. You're talking about 1, 2, 3 gear power wheelies, no issues. You know, like, it's crazy. It's an absolutely insane machine that would be a blast to own. An absolute blast. And it looks with the upright styling, it looks like it'd be comfortable to start doing road trips. My only concern with the XSR series is that its YouTube presence is very low. That means one of two things. Either people are not interested in seeing XSR content, or two, nobody has them. I'd be like the only serious YouTuber to have one, and you know, we would get a ton of views on it. I don't know what it is. That's one of those things that you probably wouldn't find out until you already shell out the almost $10,000 and, you know, you're going for it. Man, everybody's out on a boat today. So guys, this list would not be complete without Cameron Sims' least favorite bike, and that is the Harley Davidson Roadster. Roadster's been on my radar for several years now. I wanted a Roadster before I bought this bike. It was either going to be this bike or a Roadster, and I was kind of thinking about a 636. I wasn't quite sure about that yet, but I decided to step up to 1000cc superbike. I never had Italian before, so I really wanted this bike. Panigale 959 over Harley Davidson Roadster. I think we can all appreciate that decision as of today. Hindsight's 2020. I'm glad I made the decision as well, but that Roadster's always been in the back of my mind. So why do I put a Harley Davidson on this list? You know, it's not going to be the cheapest bike. It won't be the most expensive, but you'll get the least bang for your buck. Why is this on the list? If I want a retro bike, retro styling, simplicity on my next bike, why not go with one of the companies that literally defined what retro even was, what retro is, and what retro continues to be? And that's either going to be a Harley Davidson or it's going to be a Triumph, depending on what your belief is. Personally, I think it's a Harley Davidson that really defined what retro is. They've been going since what, like 1903, well over 100 years, you know. And, you know, I got a lot of respect for the company, and it's American made. You know, like, I've been kind of wanting to go American made simply for the fact of economic reasons. I just want to support people around me, you know, and if I bought an American made motorcycle, it literally helps out people right here, right now. You know, a Harley Davidson is cool. It's retro styling still. The bike has got 70 plus foot-pounds of torque. If you guys don't really know, I'm probably going to make an entire video about horsepower versus torque. Torque is basically going to be the push off the line. Horsepower is going to be your top speed. The way that it kind of works, I don't really remember the exact formula. If I have time, I'll put it up on the screen now. Basically, if torque is force times distance, horsepower is force times distance times RPM. So that means horsepower is a product of torque, and the only reason why Harley Davidson engines don't make a ton of horsepower is because they don't rev high. I think they rev up to like 6,000 RPMs is the red line. This goes up to 10. It almost has double the rev range. And honestly, the Roadster has almost just about as much torque as this bike. I think the Roadster has 76 foot-pounds of torque. This has 79 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, the push off the line is relatively similar. This bike's top speed is much higher though. The cool thing about a Harley Davidson though is the fact that with a Harley Davidson, you'll get ease of mods. It's a Sportster, so there's 1,000 things to do with it. I can work on it myself, you know, it won't break the bank. Roadster comes in at about 11.5 depending on your options. It's high up there on the list, to be honest with you. So I know that angers some of you guys, but honestly, all motorcycles are created equal. They're all cool in their own ways. I promise you that. Last but not least, you cannot have a second bike motorcycle list that basically almost all pertains to street fighters, naked bikes, standard bikes, without mentioning the Ducati monster. There's 3 levels of monsters. There's a 797, there's an 821, and there's a 1200. I'm probably going to be looking at that sweet spot, that 821. It's got about, I think, 60 foot-pounds of torque, 100 horsepower. Italians are going to be a little bit more pricey, but you're going to get a lot of modern stuff, and also you're going to get all of that amazing Ducati standard styling that we all love. We all love it. We'd basically just be a Ducati channel at this point. Like, Ducatis all day. Ducatis all day. Which I know some people will love. We might not get a broad reach though. That's the thing. With something like a monster, to be totally honest with you, it might kind of flatline on the channel, you know? As much as I have like absolute things that I'm looking for between, you know, wanting to get, you know, a second bike that meets all these different lists, it really, a lot of it comes down to what has actual appeal on YouTube. Because if I spend $10,000 plus for a second bike almost simply for this channel alone, and it flatlines on the channel, I've wasted a lot of money. It's going to be years before I can turn around and get another bike that'll hopefully, you know, bump the ratings up again. So, I mean, that's a big deal. That's a big deal to me. And if the bike is going to flatline on the channel, I'm not going to get it. So guys, what do you think I should get for the second bike for the channel? You let me know in the comments down below. Also, in the comments down below, give me ideas for Viewer Video Friday. If you guys don't know what Viewer Video Friday is, it's literally where I take all of your suggestions for videos and I make them on a Friday vlog. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Deuces.